Welcome to Christian News TY. On September 21st, 2022 at approximately 3:35 p.m. on Highway 52 north of King Street, reporting a one-vehicle collision. A 2006 Toyota Avalon ran off the roadway, struck the ditch and a tree. The driver of the vehicle is deceased. The Williamsburg County Coroner's Office can be contacted for this information.
This is Christian News TY. I'm Tony Cunningham. Is there any newsworthy events in Williamsburg County? We will get them to you as soon as possible. If not, you can follow us on Christian News TY Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube, and you can follow us on our website.
May I please start?
Yes.
Your Honor, this is the last matter before the court this term. State versus Michael Anthony Montgomery. That's indictment number 2021 GS 45-190 in the count of assault and battery in the first degree. He's also waiving jurisdiction and venue, pleading guilty on indictment number 2022 GS 8-1688 to an account of habitual traffic offender. Your Honor, that case is out of the Berkeley County Solicitor's Office. I've been in touch with Benjamin Dennis, the assistant solicitor on that case. We've got a global plea together. We're doing both of them together. There's no recommendation on this case. We ask the judge to decide the sentence.
Okay.
He's represented by Sam Floyd, Williamsburg County Bar.
Step forward. Place your left hand on the Bible and your right hand opposite. Raise your hand. Do you try to interpret the testimony you want to give?
Mr. Montgomery, you want to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
You have no time to talk to the law.
Yes, sir.
Satisfied with you?
Yes, sir.
You understand I can give you up to 10 years on the assault and battery and 5 years on the additional felony. You're going to lose your license for additional 5 years.
Yes, sir.
You under the influence of alcohol, drugs today?
No, sir.
You got any levels in you?
No, sir.
The Berkeley County case, the solicitor says you're going to waive venue and jurisdiction. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You want to do your plea here today?
Yes, sir.
Anybody promise you anything or threaten you in any way?
No, sir.
You under the influence of alcohol, drugs today?
No, sir.
Got any mentals in you?
No, sir.
I'm pleading you've given up your right to remain silent, you've given up your right to jury trial, your right to confront witnesses, cross-examine witnesses, and subpoena witnesses to testify on your behalf. You went to trial and have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of all drugs. You understand that? You won't appeal this, you got to do it in 10 days. So listen.
Your Honor, I'm going to start with the assault and battery in the first degree. It's a more serious charge. Your Honor, this occurred on July the 4th of 2021. Officer Monteith and Investigator Monteith, Investigator Graham were notified by phone of a shooting on West 3rd Street in the city limits of Lane. They responded. There were several cell casings in the yard. They got there. They met with the defendant while they were processing the scene. He actually admitted to them that he had shot his brother. They took GSR samples from him right there at the scene. Then they spoke to the mother of the defendant. He had admitted to shooting his brother, Leroy Montgomery. She had been there today. The shooting actually occurred at her home. She said that she was inside the house, and then when she looked outside the window, she'd seen the suspect in her front yard, the suspect being the defendant here today. Told him to get out of the car, and that he got into an argument with his brother. His brother, the victim, Mr. Leroy Montgomery, bear hugged him. And then after that, this defendant went to his car, got a small pistol, fired several shots, striking Leroy Montgomery in the leg. That shot fractured his tibia, the bullet fragmented, and they had to pull the bullet fragments out of his leg. Then the defendant pulled a long gun out of his vehicle and threatened to shoot the victim's car. That was the mother's statement. Then they spoke lastly to the victim. He told a similar story that he was at his mother's house helping with some chores, that he got something out of his car and accidentally set off his car alarm. The suspect pulled up onto the property and then kind of drove around the property. He says the defendant was not supposed to be out there at his mother's property. The defendant approached him and he asked him, "Why are you here? You're not supposed to be here." The defendant responded, "When a dog barks, I'm a come. When a dog barks, you better run and run because I got a gun." He also had a bottle of alcohol with him when he said that. Mr. Michael Montgomery, the defendant, got in the victim's face, and the victim admitted to bear hugging him. He let him go when his mother asked him to, and then at that time, the defendant did pull out the pistol and shoot him in the leg. And he ran away, but he did hear him get the other gun out of the car.
Okay.
Your Honor, just as far as the victim's Bill of Rights, Lee Ronald Montgomery, and I've talked about this case a whole lot, he could not be here today. He asked me to pass up his victim impact statement for you to consider when you decide the sentence in this case. I've shown this to Mr. Floyd.
Okay. Mr. Montgomery, those facts correct?
No, sir.
Okay. So you didn't shoot your brother?
That part did happen, but those statements, what he said, what a dog bark, I didn't come up there making statements about that. That's all edited to his.
Well, you ain't pleading with me in front of me about statements you made. It's fact, whether you shot him or not, it's assault matter. So you guilty of that?
Yes, for shooting him.
Shooting him, you guilty of that?
I'm guilty of that because the reason state, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Can I find as a factual basis your plea is really voluntarily invented and you had advice of common counsel who can tell me satisfied how upset? And tell me about the victim's thing.
Sir, I didn't hear you. I apologize.
Huh?
I didn't hear you.
Tell me about the victim's thing.
Oh, yes, sir. On 2/28/2022, officers of Berkeley County observed a reckless vehicle on Highway 52 at Anglers Boulevard. It also received a call from concerned citizens about that same vehicle driving recklessly in the area. They initiated a traffic stop. They smelled strong odor of alcohol coming from the vehicle. They actually arrested the defendant for DUI third that day. They also checked his license and it was not in order. He has a suspension, which the beginning date would have been 7/8/17, and the end date would have been 7/8/2022. The defendant was the driver of that vehicle.
Okay. That right, sir?
Sorry, Your Honor, I was talking.
I'm sorry, is those facts correct? You were driving, so I'm part of your habitual offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I find as a factual basis that I see as well, and it's really voluntarily entered into. And you had advice of common counsel. Floyd.
Please, the court, Your Honor, just briefly to address the last charge before we get into the legal thing. I was just asking Mr. Montgomery how long he served on that charge. He said he spent about 45 days in jail. Well, I know he was in jail from Berkeley County for a while. I'm not just making the court aware of that. But anyway, get back to the real reason we're here. Assault first, Your Honor. Mr. Montgomery admits that he shot his brother. He's never denied that he shot his brother. He came back to the scene that day and they got body cam footage of him telling them what happened. The part about when the dog barks, I'm not sure about any of that. That's the first I've heard of that. But this is what he tells me. He runs a garage right next to his mother's house. The victim's car alarm started going off. And that's why he went there, because he has some old cars behind his mother's house. He thought maybe somebody was back there messing with one of his cars. So he goes there, circles around the driveway. It's July the 4th. He said he stopped, got out of his vehicle, popped the trunk, give his brother a beer. He said, my brother attacked me. He said he jumped on me and choked me. He says his mother's here. They say his brother's about 6'4", 275 pounds, not fat at all. He said that he choked me. He said the trunk was open, and before I realized what happened, he said I reached in, and I think in the statement it says, the brother says he ain't gonna do nothing. He said I shot him in the leg. He said I could have shot and killed him. I didn't. I hate that it happened. But you know, his mother is here with him today, and I think she would like to address the court. But he's 48 years old. He's a graduate of C.E. Murray. I've known Michael, I've been representing Michael for 15 years, and I've never had him in court on a violent crime. It's always drinking and driving and a little bit of theft, nothing violent. I've never known him to have any violent tendency at all. But I think he was thrust into a situation, and he tells me he and his brother had been kind of leading up to this. Kind of like his brother said he wasn't supposed to be there. I think his mother would tell you he was welcome to be there. And so we would just trust the court. We've also got his girlfriend's here in the courtroom with him. She sees back there. He went and got her, and the girlfriend drove him back to the scene. He got out, told him what happened. I mean, he also has a sister here with him. She's in the courtroom as well as a good friend of his. I mean, this is just an unfortunate situation that probably was stimulated in large part because of July the 4th and alcohol, but it's a crime for which it's not your typical shooting, y'all. But there was no intent to kill anybody or anything like that. It could have happened. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Her name is Miss Aretha Montgomery.
Okay.
You know, I think it's just a big misunderstanding. I don't want to see him go to jail.
Okay. How much time did he serve from this charge?
You didn't serve any time on this charge. You turned yourself in the bond.
2 days.
I don't think he served any time. I mean, he cooperated. I mean, he went back to the scene and said, "This is what I did."
Your Honor, I had it in 2 days.
Okay, that sounds about right. He may have been in that day or two, John.
All right, so this is the court from discharge from Saul Valley to committed state property for term of 7 years. As soon as suspended, he placed on probation for 3 years. On the individual feminist time served. It's 45 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, could we ask for no contact with the victim?
You can't have any contact with your brother, and you can't carry a gun anymore. Okay.
Citizens of Williamsburg County, my name is Reverend Martin Cunningham. In the past few months, there were misleading information regarding some of my comments at the July's school board meeting, but I would like to set the record straight by playing a few clips of the video from that meeting. My purpose was to help the parents and citizens to be aware of the many changes affecting our students, schools, and community. Thank you. I feel that we owe the citizens and the parents some type of explanation. We need to be visible if we're concerned about our students. But everything that the state has done, no one has questioned anything. Most of the members go right with it. But are you representing your people in your area? These decisions that are being made is not for just yourself. It's for the people. Thank you. Enough nepotism and the old buddy-buddy system has destroyed our county, our schools, and we don't need to continue with these private controlled power struggles. The citizens need to be heard.
This is Christian News TY. I'm Tony Conyers. Is there any newsworthy events? We will get them to you as soon as possible. If not, you can follow us on Christian News TY Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube, and you can follow us on our website.
My name is Reagan. My name is Riley.
And my name is Robert.
For the best news,
turn down the bass,
push that button, and follow us.